And it goes back to when I talk about harnessing the power of grace in your life stories. For me, the way forward is inward. And our stories help us, that with that self-reflection, when you go into those stories and you dive into your own inner life and you find those kernels of goodness, of grace. And then the idea becomes, great, now let me use that to make a difference in my own individual life. But the way forward is within for all of us. I do believe that. And finding, and I think that in the writings that I do, someone said, who had just read Shaping Hope, said, yeah, in every book she writes, she gives us homework. Yes. Yes. In Shaping Hope, for example, at the end of each of the stories, I give a little short synopsis of how I found grace in my story. And then I ask the question, now pick a story in your life. Feel about something that happened in that story and how that gave you joy. And what I find is people they look at their life stories and they go like, oh my God, I didn't even recognize that in my story before. I just kind of took it at face value and moved on. But when you go to do a deeper dive, what I call some really good self-reflection. And self-reflection is an important thing. Sometimes we don't like to do it. I dare say, I have heard people say, well, I don't really want to get into my past because, I've done some things I don't really want to think about. I don't want to remember. Maybe it's too painful. So I really rather not do that.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, it's knowing how to self-reflect. We don't self-reflect to go back and find problems. We go back to find grace. So if we have that as a mindset, I'm going to do some self-reflection to find goodness, to find joy, to find grace. That's what I'm looking for. And if that's what you're looking for, you're going to find it. But yeah, if we go back and we do self-reflection, do that inner work, all we're going to see is problems, what we didn't do, blame, people we didn't like and why we didn't like them and what they should have did and what I should have did and I didn't do it, so now I'm wrong. That is no way to self-reflect. Right. That is no way to do the inner work. The inner work comes out of, let me find grace and joy in a story in my life. And once we practice doing that, we get better at it. We get better at it. And so you go back to a story. Yeah, I fell and I broke my leg. And then I was laid up for, 6 weeks. I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't do anything, blah, 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 blah. That's not what I'm going back. I'm going back to look at that story was, oh my God, I had 6 weeks. People loved on me. My family called me every day, which they hadn't been doing before. I got a chance to reconnect with myself. I caught up on my reading. I established some spiritual practices that I actually had time to do because I couldn't do anything else. So find the gifts that you can pull out of that story, and then say, wow, that was really, I broke my leg, but that turned out to be a blessing. Oh my God. And I think that's what we need.
Yeah. I've never heard it put that way. Never heard it put that way. That when you're doing your personal development work and you're going within and you're going back, focus on those moments of grace. Focus on
Yes.
those times when you saw yourself getting through it, and don't harbor on those things that um the maybe the errors in judgment at the time. Obviously, if there was an error in judgment, if you're at this point today listening to this, then somehow you made it through, right?
Exactly. Exactly. You know the end of that story. You made it through. But then realizing the blessings of it. And that's really the key to self-reflection, and really for me, the key to doing any kind of inner work. Set an intention regarding what you're doing and why you're doing it and what you hope to find, what you're expecting to find, what you're looking for. It's like, and I tell the story in the book about, and the Sankofa bird, that bird from West African symbol. And the bird is taking a moment to look back, and yet the bird's feet are faced forward. And that's what we're doing. We're going forward, but in order to go forward, we're just taking a look back to see if there's any wisdom, any joy, any peace, any harmony, any grace that we can take with us going forward on our journey. So we look back for a moment, we get the blessing, we get the gift, and we keep moving forward in our lives. That's the piece I think that people really miss. That is the valuable um, way to look at self-reflection and inner work. I'm looking within because I want to find the Charline that is pure and innocent and not blaming or shaming on herself. I want to find her. So I look within for her. Yes, has she made mistakes? That's not this conversation. That's another conversation. I want to see, girl, what's the good stuff that's happened in your life? And even if it's couched in a difficult time, because here's the thing, in difficult times, there's always little nuggets of goodness. It's like, here in Florida, we get hurricanes, crazy. But you've seen the visual of a hurricane, but in the center of the hurricane, the eye of the storm, it's at perfect peace.
Yeah.
All craziness is happening all around it. But in that center, there's calm. It's just a peaceful place. So that's what I'm going back to look for. I'm going to bypass all the crazy that Charline has come up with of why, she's not just, living her best life. And I'm going straight to the core of that. Like, let me see your goodness, girl. Let me see that goodness. Then I go, oh, okay, yeah, I've been through some stuff, but there's some goodness here that I have to recognize and own, and then let it empower me for going forward. That's what I like to hear about and see and enjoy, just like in your story, just like in your story, to pick those good nuggets out of that story. And as I was listening to your story, and yes, grace all over that story, but lots of little nuggets in there. When you talked about that your father went on the cruise with you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, how awesome of a gift. If I had either one of my parents still alive and they could go on a cruise with me. Oh my God, that would be awesome for me. So
Yeah.
I listened to your story and I'm like, wow, that's incredible. You and your husband enjoying the love of your life, enjoying time together, just away from everything. Wow, what a gift, what an opportunity
Yeah.
to just love on each other and to love life in that process. And then come home and find there's all kind of stuff going on. And then the way is made, the way is made.
Yeah.
And you're in your right and perfect place where Spirit wants you to be.
Yes.
Don't get no
It,
better than that to
it
me.
does. It doesn't. Look what you did. Look what you did. Oh, Charlene. Yes, yes. Oh my gosh. Well, last question. What, with all of the work that you're doing in the world, all the committees that you're serving on, the boards that you're serving on, the books that you're writing, when it comes to you, what brings you joy?
Ooh, I got a lot of things that bring me joy. So I'll just name a couple. First of all, I think of my two grandsons. I have two beautiful grandsons. I am wowed by them. Um, and watching them grow into fine young men
Yeah.
and having conversations with them whenever I am with them, whatever I'm doing. And if they want to talk to me, I put that aside. I'm I'm 100% focused. I'm there. I want to hear every word. I want to be present. I want to be supportive and encouraging for them. And my relationship with them brings me great joy.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that really comes to my mind. Um, I'm really blessed. I have two amazing children, a son and a daughter, and and I'm amazed by them. I mean, your offspring, you kind of, your offspring, you look to them and you go like, okay, my purpose in the world. There's some offspring, there's some people that I think of that I sponsored into this life, and they're doing good. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I feel that's a reflection on me too. They're
Right.
doing good,
Right.
so I did something right.
Yeah.
My writing is my creative expressions. I think self-expression, and I think everybody has to find their own
Sure.
way of just kind of expressing what's in here. When I hear you sing, when I hear you sing, I hear the words. I watch your outer movement and all of that, but there is an inner thing that's coming through and it's shaping itself into music that I hear and I love it. But for me, that singing is the joy of spirit living through you. And so I'm enjoying the music, but I'm enjoying that inner expression that's coming out and being spread. So everybody has to find their own value, purpose, meaning, and a way of expressing that to others in the world. And I love watching that in other people. And I find great joy in seeing somebody do what they do and they're loving it because it's what they do. And then I get to love it too. Like, oh my God, I get to experience this with you. That brings joy to my heart. The
Right.
joy of at this point in my time, at this point of my age, and having lived this long, not many people have. I got a birthday in a couple of weeks. I'm going to be 73, and having lived these many years, and I know a lot of people didn't make it to 73. So I am honored for each and every day, and I think each and every day I go, okay, I still got a shot. How can I make the best of this day and maybe even touch somebody else's life and make it good for them too? How can I do that? The idea of that brings me um, a sense of joy, and connected to that joy is my life feels meaningful. Um, when somebody who reads one of my books and will send me an email, a text message, or a note and say, I read your book and it was exactly what I needed to hear. Thank you. And then I go, okay, that's confirmation for me. that doesn't make my life valuable, but it's confirmation for me that spirit is using me in a good way to make a difference. And that's really what I want to do, somehow, some way, make a difference. And if I can do that, that brings a smile to my face. That brings a smile. And and I know you get this all the time. When you sing and you touch somebody deep in their spirit, and then they come to you, and I know because I've done this, and they grab you and they hug you and they go, "Oh, thank you, God. Oh, thank God for you. Thank God for you." That's just confirmation that spirit is using you to make a difference. And I don't know a greater joy than that. Just really to be here and make a difference in people's lives, make a difference in the world, even if it's one song at a time, one book at a time, one piece of art at a time, one speech at a time, one chance meeting at a time, just walking down the street and saying hello to somebody who you don't know, and then watching their face just because maybe nobody else has said, good morning, hope you have a nice day. And watching their face just shift. It's like, wow, I'm here. Spirit is using me to touch other lives and to make a difference everywhere I go, and even in the smallest things, from being on big stages and talking to people, serving on committees with important people, whatever that means, to just meeting somebody chance. And I actually love doing that on a very granular level when I go to the grocery store or something like that. I love making their day. So they have their little name tag on, and I would call them by their name. "Mary, I hope you're having a really nice day." And then they'll be, maybe just checking out. And then when I say that, they'll look up and they'll say, thank you for, acknowledging that. Thank you for saying that." You're like, wow. So just on a very look, the more joy we have inside, the more we have to spread it, because it won't stay inside. If it's real joy, it can't stay inside. It comes bursting out. That's what joy does. It is contagious. And when we open our minds and our hearts and just share the joy, however it comes out, kind word, friendly smile, doing good works in the world, doing good works in our community, cleaning up in the community, helping a neighbor after the hurricane, helping them sweep up the leaves and the debris, and laughing and joking about it and saying, okay, now that we've done cleaned up the yard after the hurricane, let's go back and have a cup of coffee. Oh, great. I thought you'd never ask. Whatever it is, whatever
Yeah.
it is.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So please, please, please let our audience know how we can purchase your book, how we can purchase your books, how we can get in touch with you in terms of all the things that you're doing in the world.
Oh, thank you so much for that. First of all, you can, my books are all available on Amazon. And so just with a search, you put my name in, and then all my books will come up, Shaping Hope and the others. You can also go to my website, which is charlinemanuel.com. And on the website, I'm doing workshops now on Shaping Hope. So you can go on there and see about workshops that are coming up for Shaping Hope, to buy the other books and some of the other work that I'm doing in the world. So charlinemanuel.com is Charline with an I, CHARLINE, Manuel.com. Or as I said, they're available on Amazon. So always appreciate it, and always appreciate feedback. If people, read one of my books and want to tell me about it, you can go on the website and contact me and let me know something happened and changed your life, or you got a great story you want to share. I love hearing stories. I love hearing stories because it gives us an opportunity to be inspired by others. And I think that's what we're here to do. Just keep inspiring and loving on each other, connecting with each other. Like you inspire me.
And vice versa, dear. Thank you so much. Everybody, thank you for watching FAVunite TV. We appreciate your viewership here. We are here for the amplification and the augmentation of Black stories and Black storytelling, looking at the world, seeing what's going on in our communities and neighborhoods on the planet through the eyes of of Black Americans, of those that are coming through the African diaspora, because those stories are important stories and we want to share more of them. So thank you for watching FAVunite TV. Thank you again, Reverend Charline Manuel, for being on FAVunite TV. Everyone have a fantastic, wonderful day. Please subscribe on our YouTube channel and like and share and all that good stuff with your friends, family, and your communities as well. Have a wonderful and blessed day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Check out the full episode of ONstage on FAVunite TV. We think you'll love the short films, podcasts, and other amazing content on FAVunite TV. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe to FAVunite TV. We're here for Black stories and Black storytelling, showcasing the culture 24/7, 365 on FAVunite TV.